What you're about to hear today isn't another meta tactic or trick. It's the truth how meta ads actually work and make you money in 2026. Guys, a lot of the people, they focus on the wrong things. They think it's that one little trick, one little secret. It's not like that. It's never been like that. Truthfully, honestly, never, ever. Of course, the small things also do matter, but you have to look at the bigger picture. Now, my guy Sam is a expert. He's been doing this for years. He truly understands meta ads to a T. He can dream it. So in this video, you're gonna see exactly how it works. So take notes and take action. 2026, the time is here, okay? Cheers.
It's already 2026. Now, what does that mean? If you still think that the success of your meta ads is all about ABO versus CBO, or just the campaign structure, you are already losing. Nowadays, it's all about how people perceive your creatives, your content. Do people keep scrolling, or do they really watch your videos? So it's more of a content game right now. And that's exactly why I'm making this video right now. For the people who don't know who I am, my name is Sam. I'm a coach at Millionaire Commerce for more than 2 years now, doing 7 figures myself, and also help more than 100 students to reach the same goals. And I also want the same for you. So let's dive straight into the Miro board that I prepared for you guys. All right, as you can see over here, I prepared a couple things for you. First, before we start, I want to go over what a funnel structure is. Like I said, why you make certain creative on a certain moment, and also why this works, what kind of messages we are using. Next, I want to go over an ad structure. So what does a good creative needs to consist of? You know, what elements are important? And I also want to show you why you do certain things when you make iterations, or what you don't do. I also want to show you what you can do and why it works. Now, besides that, I'm going to show you how to use AI for it, and I'm going to show you a complete funnel. And next to that, I showcase the AI tools that are being used and how you can use them. But let's start at the corner over here, the funnel structure. What is important to know nowadays is that your funnel is everything. You can have a certain creative, but if it doesn't have like the right intentions, or it is not for the right target audience, it will reach nobody. And that's why you need to understand this. What is the intention of your creative? Now, before we know this, you need to be aware of the 3 phases of a funnel. At the top of funnel, minimal funnel, bottom of funnel. What does it mean? Every stage targets a different target audience, and based on the awareness stage they are in. And that is what you see over here. So, unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and aware. And every stage of the awareness stages needs different messaging. What I did here, I put the lines here, as you can see, that the top of funnel is unaware and problem aware, minimal funnel, solution and product, and then the bottom is aware. So let's just say you have somebody with back pain. They have back pain, but they are not aware that there is a solution for it. There's a medicine for it, but they just don't know it. They know they have the pain. How can we reach this type of people? It's all about the messaging in the creative. Let's just say I write that in the headline, do you also want to get rid of your back pain with a question mark? Then this already resonates with these people. If they see this ad, this creative, they will see it. It gets their attention because they have the problem, you know? So they will click on it. And then you can send them to a pre-lender where you dive really deep on the USPs, why your product is helping them get to the solution. And then the customer also goes to a different awareness stage because they already get solution aware. And if you do it in a good way, they also are product aware already. And then they go to a different phase in the funnel as well, because then they go to middle of funnel or even bottom of funnel. Now, these type of things are important to know, because if you then, for example, going to retarget them, you can send them to a middle funnel or a bottom of funnel creative, and then you can convert them way easier because you already had them in the top of funnel phase. Now, this you can use to your advantage. Because, for example, to a middle of funnel, you want to send them to a testimonial. They already know the solution, that you have the solution for their problem, but maybe they want to see that social proof, that other people like the product. So then you target them on a different way. Bottom of funnel, for example, these are people that just need the last push. They're already aware of the product, and they know you have the solution for the problem. They just need the last push for it. Now, that can be, for example, a discount code. They want the product, they see the discount, and they go over into a sale. So as you can see, every phase needs different creatives. For example, if I show the bottom of funnel creative to somebody with the back pain, but they didn't went to the pre-lender and they didn't saw the headline, but they just see the aware stage ad, then they will not resonate with it because they don't understand what it is. They just see a medicine with a discount code and they will never buy it. So it's good to know this. All right. Now, what is also good to mention is that Meta did a new update. It's already a couple months ago, but it's really good to understand because the game changed. But the thing is now, Facebook wants to see that you create a whole funnel in your campaign. Before, let's say you use a middle of funnel creative, only that, or you only use top of funnel creatives. Facebook don't like that because they want to see that you have every phase of the funnel inside of it. And what you then will see is that the creatives will work together, you know? And what you also will see then is that the top of funnel creative will maybe not convert that well, but it will make sure that the bottom of funnel creative is performing well. And that is the whole point of this. So every creative has the intention to be a part of a bigger thing, and that's the whole funnel. So take this into account, because if you only use certain creatives of a certain funnel phase, you will burn your money because Facebook will not reward this. All right, now you understand this process. Why is it so important? We want to create creative diversity. And what do we mean by this? Constantly adding new creatives to your funnel, and also on a different way, not only the same. I will dive later deeper into this, but I cannot say this enough. So be aware of the funnel phase, be aware of the awareness stage, and also keep adding new creatives. Input is output. Always remember that, and make sure your input is always good enough. Because if you have somebody who is constantly updating their funnel and constantly adding new creatives, and you don't do this, eventually you will lose the game. So keep this in mind. And then you also understand better how the new update works. Every creative works together. If you don't use it, you will lose because somebody else will do it. And like I said, I will showcase later on how a complete funnel looks like, but then you already have the right idea about it. Okay, let's go over the ad structure. Every creative needs to consist of certain aspects, and it is a specific persona, awareness stage, angle, ad concept. That will be the final ad, and with the final ad, I just mean a creative. Now, what is a persona? The persona is the target audience or ad speaks to. Now, for example, like I've written down here, elderly women 50 plus that suffers from back pain or foot pain. Very specific. Of course, if you make the persona based on your research, it will look way more in detail. This is just an example, but then you know who to target. Also with the specific awareness stage that I just told you about, right? If this person knows they suffer from foot pain, back pain, but don't know the solution yet, we're going to use a problem-aware ad. Now, a specific angle, as you can see here, that can be the foot pain, can be the stomach pain, dry skin. And ad concept can be the format of the creative. Can be a newsletter, us versus them, testimonial, carousel, a video. Can be way different things, but they understand as well how that looks like. And all these things combined are the final ad. Good to understand this, that there always is, like I mentioned before, intention behind the reason why you make a certain creative. Later on, I will showcase this. Okay, now what I showcase here, this, for example, is a good creative. Now, how are you going to make iterations on the moment your data says it is performing well? Now, what you see, what was in the past a thing, you just change a little thing and then you make an iteration. That is how people perceived it. But that is what doesn't work anymore since the new update. Why is that? For example, here you see a different text and here you see a different color. This is just an example of variations of this good creative. But the thing is, now you see them from a distance. They still look the same in the basics. And that's also how Facebook perceives it. It is the same creative, and because of that, Facebook will not reward it. We want to give constant new creatives that looks different, so the algorithm also sees it and keeps showing them to the people. That is what you want. So, as an example here, this is the original image. Is it performing well? So we don't just change the text, we don't just change the background. No, we make a totally different image. Everything is different, like the person on it, like the features on it, also here. But you see the same message, that beep in your ear after night out. Not supposed to be there, right? You make them aware. Loud nights, clear ears. Night out, hearing healthy. These things is exactly what Facebook wants. If you look from a distance, you can see the difference, right? All the same, totally different. Be aware of that. If you now look at your own ad manager and you see, my creatives are looking the same and it's not performing well, this can be the first thing you can improve. Really make different concepts. And like I said here, you can play around with the different types. Make use of this. Be creative. The person who is the most creative will also get the most results. I really want to make it clear for you guys how important this is. All right, that was it for this part. But how are we going to make the creatives, right? Nowadays, we have so many AI tools that are performing well. Now, utilize this in the right way, because if you don't do it, but your competitor does it, then he will get the sales and you don't. So this is a game that's all about speed and knowledge. Always stay ahead of the game. So always try to gain more knowledge about AI. I will showcase you a very good tool that you can use for this. Now, One thing that is already very positive is that AI tools are now so good that even with simple prompts, you already get quite good quality of a creative. But we don't want just good, we want very good, right? So for example here, I just put elderly women with back pain. But if you zoom in, you can see it's still AI. It doesn't look very realistic, all based on prompts. If you make a better prompt, for example this, and here, it all comes together. I want a top of funnel ad aimed at a problem-aware audience. So it's a woman who looks exhausted and is suffering from back pain. She's taken a supplement. No text should be added. We can do this later on her own. But the thing is, what I just said here, right? It needs to be a specific persona. Now we did this specific awareness stage. We also did this. We did a specific angle, and the concept is also clear. Now what you then get is this. So it all comes together, and as you can see, it looks very realistic. This we can use, and this is a perfect problem-aware stage creative that we can use. Now, as you can see, prompts are very important. Now, what can we conclude from this is that prompts are important. The better and the more detailed you communicate this with the AI, the better it understands what you need and what you expect from it. So now that way we get the first top of funnel creative. For the same funnel, we want a middle of funnel creative. And then you can do for the same campaign, I want to create a middle of funnel ad aimed at people who are solution aware. You see what I just did? For the first creative, I did really top of funnel. Now I do a middle of funnel. I also change the text based on this. I explain very clear what I expect from it. And then you also get a good quality creative from it. This is perfect to target the middle of funnel audience. And you also have creative diversity. Also good to know what you can do with this. With Nano Banana in Higgsfield. I showcase this later more in detail, but you can already see what I mean. As you can see here, you can also very easy create a video.
I take these every day to stay healthy and strong. It really makes a difference. Check this out to learn more.
And you see how easy it is. In a couple seconds, I get a video. You can do this as well. This way you have like the creative. Now you can also add the video. You have created diversity. You already have two creators from one. That's how easy it is nowadays. So really utilize this the best way for your own business. As you can see, I here have a bottom of funnel creative. And the same thing, I changed the prompt based on the awareness stage and what I want from it. And I put it in detail also with the discount code, and you see what I get. So if you look like this, you see for every stage we have a good performing creative. And this process we are going to keep repeating and get better into it. The better our data is, the better we understand what the target audience needs, and then we can recreate this. And recreate and do this again and again, but with different concepts, of course. Don't forget that. But this is just an example. All right. Also good to know, if you are just getting started with brand, you want to have more top of funnel creators because people don't know your brand yet. So we make them aware. If you are bigger and you're already doing good sales, then of course we're defining it more. But in the beginning, top of funnel is very important for you. Keep that also in mind. All right. Now, tools used for creatives. I just showed you already over here. What I use for this is Higgsfield. And I'll show you first the pricing. You can do mainly of monthly, but this tool is perfect. Why? Because you get different functions for this price. You can make images, but you can also make the videos. And as you can see, you get many tools for it. I would recommend this one because it's just, you get all these tools. For this videos and images, I use specifically Nano Banana, as you can see here. Now, Nano Banana, very easy with the prompting. I just showcase it to you, but I just put this here and then you get this within seconds. It has never been this easy, guys, to use AI. Really, I cannot say this enough. Okay, now you have the image. Then here, to make a video, you can just click on video. You go over here, you can write down your prompt. The more detailed it is, the better, of course. You can play around with it and it makes the video like I just showed you. So keep in mind, Higgsfield.ai, go to pricing, take the ultimate plan. You can just go straight to Nano Banana Pro and play around with it. I would suggest you to just try a couple prompts, get better in the process, because the more you do this, it easier it gets for you and the more clear it also gets for you how the AI tool works and functions and what kind of words are needed for them to make the right creative. Same thing with the videos. Okay, next step. I'm going to show you how you can make a campaign with this. So before me, you have the Ad Manager. You should already have a business set up. If you don't know this yet, how that works, there's a lot of videos online how to do this. But we are in Ad Manager. We are going to go to Create. We're going to go to Sales. Then we are in the campaign. All right, let's say we are going live in the USA. USA, a creative batch 1, the date of today to January. All right, then we're going over here. All right, for the budget. What do? For a funnel, you want to have at least 10 creatives in your campaign. We do a budget of 150 because you don't want to have too less budget for your creators. You want to give a fair opportunity to the creators on how they perform. Of course, we're going to look at the campaign on the base of every 48 hours to see if we're going to scale or downscale. But this is a very good starting point. So always do at least 10 creatives in your campaign. All right. Now, besides that, we can go to the next page. Then we go over to is all set up already. You see websites, the conversion event is on purchase. That is good. Data set is also installed. All right, guys, for the date, we change it to the 3rd. We put this on midnight. We change the location because we want to go to USA. So we do United States. Yeah. Okay, go to the next page. And as you can see here, if you do this for the first time, it looks very difficult, but it is easy to do. You only need to change a couple settings. All right. Now you can change the name over here to ad set 1. Also good to mention, before we use different ad set, but with the new update, it's good to do everything in one ad set, the whole funnel. So one ad set, then with the 10 creatives. This way Facebook, like I said before, can see the connection between them and make them work together. And that is our goal here. So, all right, ad 1. You have the Facebook page in place and your updates, website. Here you do the website link. I just do it like this for now because you understand what I mean. We change it to the product page or the collection page or the pre-lender we want to send them to. We set up the creative. So let's just say we do this one first. All right. The improvements I always turn off. All right, done. Then over here, we do the primary text. The text you put here, you base it on what fits the creative. So in this case, it was like the top of funnel. So make sure that this also fits the creative. So indeed, like I said, you want to get rid of your pain. Yes, do some USPs here and then you are done. Same with the headline. It needs to be a line that really fits the creative. You can also test out with different primary texts and different headliners. Like you can do 3 different primary texts and 3 different headliners. But you can try this out for yourself and what fits your product and market. All right, call to action. We changed it to or. You send it to a pre-lender, you do learn more. We can always do shop now, but it also depends on the page you send the creative to. So if you all done this, that's already it for this ad. Then we just duplicate it. Now, like I said, we are going to do 10 creatives. So we duplicate it 9 times. Then in total, you have 10 creatives. You can change it, of course, to 1, 2, 3, 4 until 10. And you change the creatives inside of it. Then, if you make sure that you have different types of the top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel, you have a complete funnel. Make sure that to do in the beginning more top of funnel creatives, so you are really pushing the people to brand awareness. Don't forget that. That's very important. But yeah, now you know how to create your creatives, why you do it, which tools to use, and you know how to set up a campaign. Now we can just click on publish if you already made the changes, of course, to the right creative, and you're ready to scale. Now, then we look every 48 hours to your creatives and we understand if we need to scale or not. Let's see good performance, higher than 2+ ROAS. You can scale a little bit with 20%. The same is with scaling down. If you see it not performing well, you can scale down. Make sure that you don't do too many creatives inside your campaign. We can also scale with different campaigns. So let's say you see good performance and you have a sweet spot with your budget. You can also launch a new campaign with, let's say, partial of old creatives and also with new creatives. That way you also scale, but with different methods. So we can scale inside the campaign, but we can also scale with different campaigns. All right, guys, that was it already for this video. I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments if you want to see certain subject for the next videos, because I can take this into account, because I really want to see everybody succeed. So let's crush it, and I see you guys in the next video.